Hi dear students, today I am going to tell you about the disorders of pituitary gland. So we had been discussing about the various other disorders related to the endocrine glands, and this is the disorder of the pituitary gland that we are going to discuss now. And this pituitary gland is the most important endocrine gland. Why? Because it is the master gland, right? Master gland means why is it called master gland? Because it regulates all other endocrine glands, right? So if there is any problem with the pituitary gland, there will definitely be an effect on the other endocrine glands, right? So the overall body will be affected. So if we talk about pituitary gland disorders, first you should know about the normal things related to the pituitary gland, right? So here I am going to tell you first about the normal things, some review about the pituitary gland, and then we'll move on to the disorders of pituitary gland. Okay, so as you know that it is situated just below the brain. Yes, the inferior aspect of the brain, it is situated there, and it is kind of a shape of you can say lobes, right? It's like a sphere, small lobe kind of structure it is there, and there are two lobes mainly, anterior and the posterior, right? So the pituitary gland has two lobes, anterior and posterior. So the anterior pituitary gland will be producing certain hormones, as you can say, like follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, okay, growth hormone, then ACTH, right? So all these hormones are there, like prolactin also, okay. So several hormones are there that are produced by the anterior pituitary, and then certain hormones are produced by the posterior pituitary. So the posterior pituitary produces what hormones? Vasopressin, or it is also known as the ADH, antidiuretic hormone. The other one is oxytocin, right? So these two hormones are produced by posterior pituitary gland. Now this pituitary gland is also called hypophysis. Hypophysis, HYPOPHYSIS. Why? Because it is situated in the inferior aspect of the brain. Now it's like it is round structure, right? And it's approximately, its diameter we can say around 1.25 centimeter, 1.27 centimeters, like that. It is the diameter of this gland, or you can say half inch. That much is the diameter. So this is about the thing about of the pituitary gland. And if we talk about the functioning of the pituitary gland, how does it function? By the effect of the hypothalamus, or the hypothalamus controls the pituitary gland, and then the pituitary gland controls the other endocrine glands, right? Now hypothalamus produces certain hormones that will stimulate the pituitary gland, right? Now the pituitary gland will be producing the other hormones that will be either targeting to the target tissues for their functioning, specific functions, or they will be targeting to the other endocrine glands in order to stimulate those glands to produce their hormones, right? For example, the anterior pituitary produces the hormone ACTH. ACTH means adrenocorticotropic hormone. Now that hormone affects the adrenal cortex. It stimulates the adrenal cortex to produce the corticosteroids, right? So these are this is a passage of how this hypothalamus is controlling the pituitary gland, and the pituitary gland controls the other endocrine glands in order to produce or stop any production of any of the hormones. Then the hypothalamus and the pituitary is connected, right? Then only the passage of the hormones will be there, right? So the hypothalamus and this pituitary gland is connected with the stalk, that is called the pituitary stalk. Okay, now if we talk about the anterior pituitary, so let's see what all hormones are produced by anterior pituitary. So the hormones produced by the anterior pituitary include growth hormone, okay, then ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, then TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, FSH and LH, follicle stimulating hormone, and luteinizing hormone. Now in males it will be affecting the production of the testosterone, right? And in females it will be affecting the production of estrogen and progesterone, right, from the ovary and the corpus luteum respectively. Okay, then we have other hormone, that is prolactin. Prolactin is affecting the production and the ejection of milk from the breast during the lactating period of the mother, right? So these are the hormones produced by anterior pituitary, and there are certain other hormones. One is melanocyte stimulating hormone, right? Melanocyte stimulating hormone, and the other one is beta lipotropin. Beta lipotropin. So these are the hormones produced by anterior pituitary. Now, if we talk about the functioning of this hormone, these hormones, different ones. So here we say that we have the TSH, ACTH, FSH and LH. So these hormones are not targeting any of the body tissues, but it is stimulating the other endocrine glands or for the production of other hormones. Like TSH has a action of stimulating the thyroid gland to produce thyroid hormone, right? ACTH is making the production of the corticosteroids, right? FSH and LH, they are focusing on the production of testosterone in the males, and in females oxytocin and progesterone, right? So these are the function of these hormones specifically, but there are certain other hormones that will be affecting the tissues directly. Now when the level of these hormones go down in the blood stream, then hypothalamus stimulates the production of these hormones. Okay, so this is how the functioning or the regulation of these hormones takes place in the body. Now if we talk about the growth hormone, it has a function of regulating the growth or the normal growth of the body. Now the fatty acids in the adipose tissue, they gets the breakdown, and when these fatty acids get breakdown, then we get the level of the glucose in the blood increased. Okay, so whenever there is any decrease in the blood glucose level, then the growth hormone will get a stimulation to be produced, and then it will cause the increase of the blood glucose level. Okay, so this is how the normal growth is taken care of. Okay, and also if the body has some stress, and because of exercise, and also because of the glucose level decrease in the body, because of that the growth hormone will be produced. Okay, so this is about the anterior pituitary. And if we talk about posterior pituitary, these are the hormones produced by the posterior pituitary include the ADH or the vasopressin, antidiuretic hormone or vasopressin, and the other one is oxytocin. Now these hormones are actually produced by the hypothalamus, and they are carried to the posterior pituitary gland for storage purpose. Okay, and when there is need in the body, these hormones will be sent to the bloodstream for their further action. Okay, so this is how it will be carried to the target tissues, and whenever there is need of the regulation of the water content in the body, then the ADH will be released. Okay, ADH, the action of ADH is to regulate the water content in the body. So the water that will be removed from the body, that is controlled by ADH. If ADH is not adequate, then the more and more water will be lost from the kidneys. Okay, so whenever there is a change or there is an increase in the osmolality of the blood, or the blood pressure is decreased, then the production of ADH is stimulated. Okay, then if you talk about oxytocin is, you must have seen in the wards that the for the patients in labor and the patient who are undergoing delivery, right, and soon after the delivery, this injection is used, oxytocin, or it is also known as syntocinon, right? And in maternity ward also, you must have seen that post operatively the oxytocin is given for uterine contraction, right? So this is the drug oxytocin that is mainly that affects the uterine contraction, and it stimulates the breast for ejection and production of milk. So this is about posterior pituitary. Now let's see how this functioning of the pituitary gland becomes abnormal, or how there is the occurrence of abnormalities in the pituitary gland. So it can be because of the over secretion or the less secretion of these hormones. Whenever there will be less secretion or overproduction of these hormones, then there will be a problem with the pituitary gland, right? So hypofunction of the pituitary gland. Hypofunction means the pituitary gland is not functioning properly or adequately. So it can be because of two factors mainly, as you know. Either it can be because of the disorder of the pituitary gland itself, or it will be because of disorder of the hypothalamus, that is regulating or controlling the pituitary gland. Now these two things can be there as a cause of hypofunction of the pituitary gland. Now also another reason is that if there is any radiation therapy done in the head area or in the neck area, that will also be affecting the production or the functioning of the pituitary gland. Then if the pituitary gland is damaged or it is destructed or the tissues are damaged because of any trauma, any tumor, or any kind of vascular lesion is there, okay, so because of that, what happens, the adequate amount of these hormones produced by the pituitary gland will not be there. Okay, so eventually what happens, the other endocrine glands, because they are waiting for the hormones to be produced from the pituitary gland for their functioning, right? But when the hormone are not being produced by the pituitary gland, definitely the endocrine glands will not be able to function properly. So what happens, these endocrine glands that are dependent on the pituitary gland, they will start to get shrink. Okay, so what will be the result? The thyroid gland, the gonads, and the adrenal gland, these glands will become shrink, and then because of this, eventually what will happen then? Later on, the weight loss will be there, patient will have weight loss. Then emaciation, means wasting of the body tissues. Okay, so the patient becomes very thin. Then there will be atrophy of all endocrine glands. Atrophy means the cells will be damaged, or the reduction of the cell number will be there. Okay, so atrophy will be there of other endocrine glands and the organs. Then hair loss will be there, impotence. Okay, then amenorrhea will be there. Amenorrhea means cessation of the menstruation. Then hypometabolism means the metabolism will not be proper, because all these are regulated by hormones. When there are not adequate amount of hormones, the metabolism will also be not be adequate. And then hypoglycemia will also be there, because the metabolism is not there and the body is not getting adequate amount of glucose in the body. Okay, then if these hormones that are not being produced in the body, if we don't artificially get these hormones replaced into the body, then the patient may go into coma and the patient may even die. Okay, so this is how there are the pituitary gland is facing the problems or the abnormalities. Now let's see how specifically, if we talk about anterior pituitary or the posterior pituitary, then how it happens. So in anterior pituitary, there will be the overproduction of these hormones such as ACTH, TSH, okay, or the GH. So these hormones will be produced in excessive amount. So in anterior pituitary, mainly ACTH and the GH will be produced in more amount. If we talk about ACTH, if ACTH is excessively produced, it will affect the production of the corticosteroids from the adrenal cortex, right? So because of that, the other disorder that we had already studied, Cushing syndrome, remember? So that can happen. Okay, so because of the overproduction of ACTH, Cushing syndrome can happen. And if the hormone, the other one, the growth hormone, okay, if we talk about the growth hormone, if growth hormone is produced in more amount, then definitely what will happen? Yes, you must have heard about giants, right? So that kind of a problem, that is called the acromegaly. Okay, acromegaly can happen. That means the person will have height more than 7 or 8 feet. Okay, and everything will be enlarged. All the body tissues and the organs will become enlarged. Okay, so that is how, because of the excessive production of the growth hormone. If these hormones are having an opposite thing, like growth hormone are not adequately produced, okay, so it causes a condition dwarfism, right? Dwarfism means dwarf, right? There will be not adequate growth of the person. Okay, so these are the conditions that can happen because of the improper or imbalanced production of the hormones produced by anterior pituitary. Now if we talk about the condition of the abnormal hormone production from the anterior pituitary, this condition is called panhypopituitarism. because it includes the under production of all the hormones produced by the anterior pituitary gland, right? So this condition is called panhypopituitarism. Okay, panhypopituitarism. Now in this condition what happens? Panhypopituitarism means all the hormones are not adequately produced, and definitely all the glands that are dependent on this pituitary gland, or these hormones produced by the anterior pituitary, these glands will be affected. So because of that, the thyroid gland, the gonads, the adrenal glands, they will become shrink. Okay, so hypopituitarism will happen over here, right? And it is because of the destruction of the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland, because the adrenal gland the pituitary gland, the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland is not adequately producing any hormone. Why? Because there is improper, or there is destruction of the cells of the anterior pituitary gland. So this is about anterior pituitary. Then posterior pituitary, here the most common disorder because of the posterior pituitary gland here will be diabetes insipidus. You must have heard about diabetes mellitus. You must have also heard about diabetes insipidus. So what happens in diabetes insipidus? The hormone ADH or vasopressin, this hormone is not adequately produced, and this is why the condition diabetes insipidus occurs. So here there will be excessive amount of water lost from the body. Okay, so if there is any condition such as there had been any surgery in the brain area, okay, or because of any non-surgical tumor in the brain, or any injury in the, or because of any trauma there had been in the brain, then infection of the nervous system, then hypophysectomy. Hypophysectomy means hypophysis removal of the hypophysis. Hypophysis means pituitary gland. Okay, so after the removal of some tissues of the pituitary gland, because of that it can happen, then if the renal tubules are not able to respond to the towards the production of the ADH, if ADH is produced normally but the renal tubules are not able to control the removal of the water from the body, then, and also because of certain medications, okay, so these conditions can cause this diabetes insipidus. But also if there is any problem with the pituitary gland because of all these damage of the brain, infections and all, so because of that this can happen. So this is about posterior pituitary gland. So most common disorder occurring in the posterior pituitary gland is the diabetes insipidus. So this is about the things, and one by one we'll be discussing about the main disorders of this condition of the pituitary gland. So first is pituitary tumors. So pituitary tumors means any tumor present in the pituitary gland. Okay, so approximately if we say that mostly the tumors in the pituitary gland are not malignant. Non-malignant means they are benign. Okay, so approximately 95% of the tumors over here are non-malignant, or they are benign in nature. Okay, so these hormones can either be primary or it can be secondary. Primary means the tumor has originated from the pituitary gland itself. Okay, secondary means from some other areas of the brain it has been carried out, and then it has it's there. Okay, so it can be primary or it can be secondary because of any other disorder in any other structures of the body. If it is occurring, that is secondary, and if it is because of the pituitary gland only, or originated from the pituitary gland only, within there only, then it is primary. Okay, then if the pituitary gland can this pituitary tumor can be either functional or it can be non-functional. Okay, functional, if we say that, it means that the tumor is able to produce hormones that are produced by the pituitary gland. Okay, but if we say it is non-functional, that it means that the this tumor will not be producing any of the hormones produced by the pituitary gland. So this is the non-functional and functional tumor of the pituitary gland. Now these tumors basically principally there are three types of tumors in the pituitary gland. So one is eosinophilic, okay, or in the eosinophilic cells, or in the eosinophilic cells it is there. Either or there will be overgrowth of the basophilic cells, okay, eosinophilic cells, basophilic cells, and the third one is chromophobic cells. Chromophobic cells, eosinophilic cells, basophilic cells, chromophobic cells. Okay, so these three types of cells will be overgrowing in the pituitary gland, and this is why they are called eosinophilic cells overgrowth, basophilic cells, and then the chromophobic cells. Now according to these types we have the clinical manifestation of pituitary tumors. So let's see how this happens. So now in eosinophilic cells or the eosinophilic tumors, here there will be excessive production of the growth hormone. Okay, so in eosinophilic cells the growth hormone is excessively there, right? So that means there will be a condition of acromegaly. Okay, so it results in gigantism. Gigantism means the person will be like a giant, right? That is a condition of acromegaly. The person will be of the height of more than 7 feet because of this condition. And even if the body is so much large, and if we see in proportion the body seems very large, but still the patient or the person will be so weak and so lethargic that the person will not be able to stand properly also. Okay, that is there. Then how you can see the growth? There will be there will be growth in the feet, okay, the hands, the superciliary ridge, this area, okay, superciliary ridge, this will be also elevated. Okay, molar eminences, the molar eminences will also be more. Then the nose, the chin, and giving rise to the clinical picture called acromegaly. So everything will be overgrown, and everything will be large. Okay, and basically there will be enlargement of all other tissues and the organs of the body. Now many of these patients will also be having some conditions such as severe headache. Okay, and if there since there is problem with the pituitary gland, okay, and it is very much nearby to the visual areas, okay, so the vision will also be affected over here. Okay, so because of that there we can also see the visual disturbances, because they are, why? Because this tumor is giving some pressure over the optic nerve. Okay, so the optic nerve is compressed because of this tumor. This is why there will be visual disturbances also. So because of that we can see changes in the central vision. If we assess or we do an assessment of the eye, the vision of the person, then we can see that the patient may be having color discrimination problems. The patient will not be able to discriminate between colors. Okay, diplopia means double vision. Okay, diplopia, diplopia, double vision. The person will be seeing two things. Even if there is one pen, the patient will be seeing two pens, like that. Okay, and blindness in a portion of a vision. Certain areas there will be kind of blindness. Okay, like blind spot जैसे होता है उस तरह का कुछ होगा. Then decalcification of the skeleton, muscular weakness, and endocrine disturbances such as the patients who have hyperthyroidism, उस तरह के endocrine disturbances हो सकते हैं. Okay, so with this kind of pituitary tumor, all these symptoms or the clinical manifestations will be there. Basically growth hormone ज्यादा है तो उससे related जो भी आपके mind में आएगा वो सब चीजें आप यहाँ पर enlist कर सकते हैं. The second one is basophilic tumors. So the basophilic tumors, this condition here, this hormone ACTH will be more in the body. Okay, so ACTH will be excessively produced. Because of that the condition of Cushing syndrome will occur. So basophilic tumors gives rise to Cushing syndrome, and then definitely there will be some clinical manifestations that will be related to hyperadrenalism. Okay, or that means the hormones produced by the adrenal cortex are so much in excess and relatable symptoms or signs will be there in the body. So it will include the masculinization and amenorrhea in females. The females will not be having menstruation and there will be masculine features in the females. Those things can be seen. Then truncal obesity. Truncal obesity means the obesity in the trunk area. Okay, so those things can be seen. The facial edema, puffiness, the trunk will be obese, like the swelling will be there. The hands can be seen swelling like that. Okay, then hypertension, osteoporosis and polycythemia. Polycythemia means the percentage of the RBCs will be excessive in the body. So these will be these things will be there in with the patient in the patient with basophilic tumors. The third one is chromophobic tumors. So this condition will not be having any kind of these hormone imbalances. Okay, so chromophobic means chromophobic जो है वो mostly ऐसा ये condition के tumors होते हैं. 90% of pituitary tumors are the chromophobic tumors. Now these hormones will not be having any production of the hormones, but it will destroy the rest of the pituitary gland. But the pituitary gland will be destroyed. मतलब यहाँ पर जो है hormones produce नहीं हो रहे हैं, excessive production क्या वो produce ही नहीं हो रहे हैं, and the pituitary gland is completely destroyed. That means that the hormones will be reduced in the body, right? So because of that, what all things will be there? There will be hypopituitarism. The pituitary gland will not be adequately able to function. ठीक है? उसके साथ साथ क्या होगा? Patient को क्या क्या हो सकता है? Let's see. There will be obesity. Why? Because मेटाबॉलिज्म नहीं हो रहा है. ओके, ग्लूकोज का जो बॉडी में रिक्वायरमेंट है वो फैटी एसिड्स का जो ब्रेकडाउन है वो नहीं हो रहा है एडिपोज टिश्यूज से, तो बॉडी में ग्लूकोज लेवल भी नहीं मिल रहा है ब्लड में. ओके, ब्लड तो एनर्जी नहीं मिलेगी बॉडी में, तो डेफिनेटली द पेशेंट विल बिकम ओबेस. देन somnolent. Somnolent means the patient will be very much lethargy, sleepy, that kind. Okay, then scanty hair, very thin hair, then dry soft skin, and pasty complexion means very pale and looks very ill. That kind of pale appearance will be there. Then small bones will be there. The bones will because there won't be any proper growth of the bones over there. Okay, and also the persons will also be experiencing headache, loss of libido, you know, the sexual urge, so that will also be lost, and then visual defects progressing to blindness. So definitely if there are tumors in the pituitary gland, it will definitely affect the vision. So it will in this condition, the chromophobic tumors, because of these tumors there can be visual defects that may lead to blindness also. Okay, then other signs and symptoms related to this chromophobic tumors will be polyuria. Polyuria means excessive production of urine. Polyphagia means excessive hunger. Okay, and then a lowering of the BMR. BMR means basal metabolic rate. So you know what is basal metabolic rate? At rest, when the total amount of energy that is required or that is produced by the body, that is the basal metabolic rate for the baseline functioning of the body without any activity. And that will be there. Then subnormal body temperature. The body temperature will be below normal. So these will be the clinical manifestations in condition of chromophobic tumors. Now, how will you be able to diagnose this condition is by checking the levels of these hormones in the body. Okay, so first of all, the thing is history collection, physical examination you will do, and then assessment of the vision, visual acuity, visual fields we can see. Okay, then we can go for MRI scans, then CT scan. These things we can go for, and also we can check for the serum levels of pituitary hormones, and also the other hormones like जो भी thyroid gland है या adrenal gland है जहाँ पर टारगेट होता है पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड का, उन टारगेट ग्लैंड्स के भी हार्मोन्स के लेवल को हम चेक कर सकते हैं, सेरम लेवल्स, एंड देन वी कैन डायग्नोज कि क्या कंडीशन है, कहाँ पर प्रॉब्लम है. ओके, देन हाउ कैन यू मैनेज दिस कंडीशन इज बाय बेसिकली सर्जिकल रिमूवल है. ठीक है, दैट इज कॉल्ड द हाइपोफिसेक्टमी. हाइपोफिसिस का रिमूवल ऑफ हाइपोफिसिस मीन्स रिमूवल ऑफ हाइपोफिसिस और रिमूवल ऑफ पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड. It can be done through various approaches. जैसे ट्रांसफिनॉइडल अप्रोच है, ठीक है. सो दैट इज द यूजुअल वन. देन उसके अलावा हम कुछ थेरेपी, रेडिएशन थेरेपी यूज कर सकते हैं. वन इज स्टेरियोटैक्टिक रेडिएशन थेरेपी. स्टेरियोटैक्टिक रेडिएशन थेरेपी में वी गिव द रेडिएशन एक्सटर्नली, बाहर से रेडिएशन देते हैं, बट वो इस तरह से प्रिसाइज होती है कि जो टिश्यूज हैं वो बहुत जो टारगेट सेल्स है वही डैमेज होंगे, नॉर्मल टिश्यूज नहीं डैमेज होते हैं. ओके, सो दिस कैन बी डन. एंड देन द अदर वन इज कन्वेंशनल रेडिएशन थेरेपी, दैट इज अ नॉर्मल वन. स्टेरियोटैक्टिक का ये बेनिफिट है कि हम कम टाइम में या कम फ्यू टाइम्स में ही हम ज्यादा डोज दे सकते. कन्वेंशनल रेडिएशन थेरेपी जो है, मतलब जो हम रेगुलरली ट्रेडिशनल है हमारा. ओके, सो इस थेरेपी में व्हाट वी डू, वी हैव मल्टीपल टाइम्स में हमें वो रेडिएशन देना होगा. ओके, देन सम ड्रग्स इंक्लूड्स ब्रोमोक्रिप्टिन. ब्रोमोक्रिप्टिन जो है ये अर्जुलाइन डेरिवेटिव है एंड डोपामाइन एगोनिस्ट है. सो इस ड्रग को भी यूज करते हैं. देन अदर वन इज ऑक्ट्रियोटाइड. ओके, ऑक्ट्रियोटाइड इज OCTREOTIDE, ऑक्ट्रियोटाइड. दूसरा था ब्रोमोक्रिप्टिन, BROMOCRIPTINE, ब्रोमोक्रिप्टिन. ओके, सो ये जो ऑक्ट्रियोटाइड है, it will affect the growth hormone production. Okay, it will limit it. That will be there. So because of these drugs, we can have some regulation over the symptoms. Okay, then octreotide along with lanreotide. Lanreotide is LANREOTIDE. Okay, so these drugs can be used to control the condition before the surgery. ठीक है, सर्जरी से पहले पेशेंट की कंडीशन को थोड़ा इम्प्रूव करने के लिए, सो दैट ये जो ट्यूमर है पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड में वो थोड़ा श्रिंक हो सके. सो फॉर दैट रीजन वी आर यूजिंग दीज ड्रग्स. आफ्टर दैट सर्जिकल मैनेजमेंट में हियर वी हैव हाइपोफिसेक्टमी. ओके, देन बेसिकली ये जो कभी कभी हम हाइपोफिसेक्टमी पैलेटिव मेजर की तरह भी कर सकते हैं. मतलब हम उसको कम्प्लीटली नहीं रिमूव कर सकते या वो ठीक नहीं हो सकता, बट स्टिल पैलेटिव ट्रीटमेंट मतलब है कि जस्ट टू रिलीव द प्रॉब्लम्स बिकॉज ऑफ दैट. ओके, जस्ट टू रिलीव द प्रोग्रेशन ऑफ इट और उसके सिम्टम्स जो है उसको कंट्रोल करने के लिए. ओके, सो एंड स्टेज व्हेन इट कैन नॉट बी ट्रीटेड, but just to reduce the symptoms or its effect, the pain, the suffering of the patient, we just remove the pituitary gland from there. Okay, so अगर ये तब हो सकता है जब अगर वो कैंसरस है. Okay, so that case we go for palliative measure. Then these are there. Then we have the removal of this surgical removal of the pituitary gland using the transfrontal approach, subcranial approach, oronasal transsphenoidal approach, irradiation and cryosurgery. So these procedures can be done. ये कुछ procedures हैं जो हम कर सकते हैं. Okay, then even if you get the surgery done, जो acromegaly के जो symptoms हैं वो हम reduce नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि वो grow हो चुका है, overgrowth आ चुकी है, उसको आप कम नहीं कर सकते हो. ठीक है, सो दैट विल बी देयर कि उसके फीचर्स को हम रिमूव नहीं कर सकते, उसको उस पर कोई इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ता है. ओके, देन व्हेन देयर विल बी द रिमूवल ऑफ द पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड जब हम रिमूव कर देंगे, सो बाकी सारे सिम्टम्स बॉडी सिस्टम्स जो हैं उनकी फंक्शनिंग में भी प्रॉब्लम होगी. इजंट इट? It is obvious, right? Because pituitary gland जो है वो master gland है. Okay, so because of that, what are things can happen? Menstruation रुक सकता है. Okay, infertility can happen. Okay, so because of this और बाकी जो जैसे हॉर्मोन्स हैं, थायराइड ग्लैंड के हॉर्मोन्स, एड्रिनल ग्लैंड्स या एड्रिनल कॉर्टेक्स के हॉर्मोन्स हैं जो बॉडी में रिक्वायर्ड ही हैं. ओके, सो उन्हें हमें आर्टिफिशियली रिप्लेस कराना होगा. सो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है कि हम ये रिप्लेसमेंट थेरेपी करें कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड्स के साथ और थायराइड हार्मोन के साथ. Okay, so this is a thing about this pituitary tumor. That is a disorder of the pituitary gland, a tumor in the pituitary gland basically. So this is about it. And अगर कोई भी doubt है किसी को तो you can ask me anytime. You can message me personally so I can explain it to you. Okay, and if you have any doubt you can ask me. And there is another thing that I want to tell you, that you have to do an assignment, and it is about the corticosteroid therapy. Okay, so corticosteroid therapy के ऊपर आपको एक assignment लिखना है, and you have to click a picture and make it into PDF and then send it to me. Okay, and you have to send it to me you have to send it to me personally, not in group. Is it clear to all of you? Thank you.